Welcome along to ESP number 4. What does ESP stand for? Whatever you want it to. Extra special pass, extra special playmaker, extra special person, I often say, but it could mean extra special passion, because that's what we've got for the game. That's why we've got that ball and that ball. One is a soccer ball, one's a football, both the same thing, right? We're all equal. Anyway, without further ado, I'll let you know what's coming up. I'm gonna ask you a quiz question. I'm going to ask you it now. I'll give you the answer later. The question is this. On the 11th of July 1977, something quite big happened to the England team. There was a big announcement. I want you to guess what that announcement was. That was back in July, the 11th of July 1977. And I'll put you out your misery later on. First of all, though, I'm going to run through the transfer news a fair bit today, and also before I even go into all that, though, what about the Great Britain team going out to South Korea? How do you feel about that? Let me know your feelings and put them in the comment section below. I really can't understand for the life of me why there were no Scottish players in the team. I really think at least one or two could have made the grade. Gary Mackay-Steven, for instance, caught the eye today playing for Dundee United against Hibs. Played really well, was man of the match, and some of the skills that he was showing. And he's only 21, so he could have walked straight in the team. Then, of course, there are other players like Chris Commons, who I believe should have got a call up. Sadly, it didn't happen, but anyway, yeah, Gary Mackay-Steven, one for the future, I believe. He did have a spell at Liverpool, didn't work out for him there, but he looks like he's going to make the grade. Certainly in Scotland, he's already ripping up the SPL. Right, what about transfer news? What's going on? Well, Lucas Moura, who's expected to join Manchester United, that's the main story, I suppose you could say. Sao Paulo are saying they're waiting for an irresistible offer, to use the quote coming from an unnamed source. But there are other sources claiming that a deal has been done. Lucas Moura will be joining Manchester United for £30 million. But it doesn't stop there. They're going to spend another £20 million, apparently, on Robin van Persie. The want-away Arsenal striker could be ending up elsewhere. Of course, there's talk that he could stay at the Emirates Stadium. Roberto Mancini of Manchester City said, I don't think he will come here. But I wouldn't rule it out just yet, but I think Roberto's calling it as he sees it. I think Robin van Persie does want to join United, and that's probably where he's going to end up. Either that or Juventus. Juventus seem to be going a little quiet of late. So if he does join for £20 million, then Arsenal will think it's reasonable business. I think they wanted £25 million from Juventus, from Manchester United, but only 20 from Juventus. Looks like they'll settle for 20 and let him go to what some Arsenal fans might consider another team rivaling them for the title next season. Obviously, United and Man City well out in front in the last campaign, so it's debatable whether there will be any challenges. Maybe it's going to be another kind of two-horse race again this season. If you've got any comments on that, just let me know. Meanwhile, one team that were expected to do a lot better than what they did in the league last season was Tottenham, of course. They were doing really well until all that sort of England manager's job situation was opening for Harry Redknapp, and that seemed to derail them somewhat. Well, Luka Modric doesn't seem to want to get back on the rails. You can't blame him if he really liked Harry Redknapp that much. Maybe he wants to not join him on the dole or whatever Harry Redknapp does. I'm sure he's not really on the dole, but you know what I mean. He doesn't want to get another. He doesn't want a P45 as well. But he's looking at Real Madrid, and Harry Redknapp had some interesting things to say on it. I'll quote. This is what he said to the Sun newspaper. I would not be sure that Luka would start the season at Tottenham Hotspur. The club would be happy to sell if they get the right money. The chairman said to him last year, give us one more season, and if Real Madrid come in, I won't stand in your way. Well, clearly that makes Daniel Levy, the chairman of Spurs, look a little silly, so I don't expect he'll be sending Harry a Christmas card come halfway through the season. Anyway, not that that's important, is it? But Luka Modric's future certainly is, and well, it's very debatable to see exactly where he's going to end up. It seems that he may well be sold because Hugo Lloris of Lyon is expected to sign for Spurs for £12 million, but he won't come until Modric is sold. So one deal dependent on another, almost like a transfer triangle. We like those kind of phrases, don't we? Couple of deals that have gone through, and this one will affect Spurs fans. Salomon Rondon has joined Rubin Kazan on a 4-year deal. I'm not sure exactly how much money changed hands for the Venezuelan forward. He's 22 years of age. And obviously Malaga cash-strapped. It looks like they've sold Santi Cazorla to Arsenal, but no details have been revealed just yet. And I will tell you this much. The transfer fee will be undisclosed. It always is when Arsenal are concerned. But a lot of clubs are following suit at the moment, so I'm not digging at Arsenal in particular. Lee Peltier, meanwhile, has joined Leeds from Leicester City on a 3-year deal. The 25-year-old defender making that move to Yorkshire. And what else have I got for you? Well, I was talking about Arsenal a minute ago. Kevin Mirallas of Olympiacos is being linked with a £6.4 million move to Arsenal. The 24-year-old striker, who's got plenty of caps for Belgium and an excellent goal-scoring record, has got a release clause apparently. £6.4 million is all he's going to cost. Sounds like a bargain basement deal to me. But one player who never went on bargain basement deals, not in recent times anyway, is Cristiano Ronaldo. He's saying that he would like to try out the MLS. So any MLS clubs willing to take him on? I'm sure every MLS club is putting their hand up right now. Obviously, the MLS is improving in terms of quality. The likes of Tim Cahill going out there, it's only going to be good for their game. And obviously, David Beckham still looks a good player to me. Why he wasn't in the GB team? Somebody better ask Stuart Pearce that question, because I seriously don't know the answer. And talking of the Olympics, Neymar, obviously of Brazil, has been very impressive. And he was impressive in that friendly against GB as well, Team GB. And Oscar is trying to persuade him to join Chelsea. He's trying to get his international teammate to do the same thing that he's done. And yes, I was talking about Malaga a little while ago. Well, there's another player could be on the move. It's Isco. He's Spanish under-21 international winger. He could be leaving Malaga to join Manchester United. Not too sure what the transfer fee will be, but I'll let you know as soon as I hear it. Danny Rose, meanwhile, who was also involved in the Olympics for Team GB, he looks like he's going to be on the move to either West Bromwich Albion, Aston Villa or Wigan. It's going to be a loan deal apparently, so it doesn't seem as if AVB fancies him too much. Albert Adama of Bristol City could be on the way to Swansea for £3 million, and Stephen Dobby will move in the opposite direction if that deal goes through. A bigger name, Robert Lewandowski of Borussia Dortmund, is expected to join Manchester United apparently, but I really can't see that deal happening, especially if they sign Robin van Persie. But Chelsea are also interested, so don't be at all surprised if Lewandowski ends up at Chelsea instead. Scott Sinclair, meanwhile, could be on the way to Manchester City from Swansea for £5 million, and that's pretty much done and dusted as far as all the transfer news of today is concerned. But what isn't done and dusted is the quiz question of today, which is, if you recall, the big announcement that was made on the 11th of July 1977 concerning the England team was the following, and I quote again from the Rothmans Football Yearbook 1978-79, but this is a diary of 77, just to make things complicated, eh? Here we go. Where is it? On the 11th of July, Don Revie resigns as manager of the England team! Exclamation mark. The announcement of his resignation, which is made in an exclusive article in the Daily Mail, stuns the football world. This is what he says. Don Revie. I can't do his accent, so please forgive me. I sat down with my wife Elsie one night, and we agreed that job was no longer worth the aggravation. It was bringing too much heartache to those nearest to us. Nearly everyone in the country seems to want me out, so I'm giving them what they want. I know people will accuse me of running away, and it does sicken me that I can't finish job by taking England to World Cup finals in Argentina next year. But the situation has become impossible. Under Revie, England have played 29 games, won 14, drawn 8 and lost 7. It is later revealed that Don Revie asked the FA to release him from his contract with compensation. And he did that on the 11th of June, but that request was refused. Anyway, the following day, Don Revie reveals to the Daily Mail that he's going to work in the UAE. That's the United Arab Emirates. for the next 4 years for a salary of £60,000 a week plus bonuses, tax-free. Revie is criticised in various newspapers for allegedly negotiating his new contract, while still manager of England. And this is the bit that I really love. On the 13th of July, I love this line from Alan Hardacre, who says, Tom Revie's decision doesn't surprise me the slightest. Now I only hope he can quickly learn to call out bingo numbers in Arabic. Bit bizarre, that. I'll leave you with that bizarre note of those bingo numbers. Until the next time, I hope you're enjoying it, and yeah, and make your comments, keep them clean, and see you soon.